Hey everyone, so today I'm going to be talking about some makeup products that I will never buy again. And to say that I'm never going to buy something is kind of dramatic. I may end up purchasing some of these here and there. I will explain as we get into the specific categories, but I just thought this would be a fun video to film because over the past year or so, I've kind of realized what makeup products I actually like and use and what specific products I tend just to not reach for if they're in my collection. And a lot of these types of products in my collection I tend to neglect now. So I know I'm kind of straying away from purchasing some of these. So let's just go ahead and get into the video. So the first couple products that I'm going to be telling about, I wouldn't say I'm never going to purchase them again, but the first one is cream shadows. So shadows like the ColourPop Super Shock shadows, because they dry out very quickly. And right now I do have, I believe, like 6 in my collection, around there, and I find that in the past I've had to declutter so many and just throw out so many because they have completely dried up, and a lot of the ones I have right now are pretty much dried up, but I'm just trying to get some use out of them. And I find, again, they dry out really quickly, so if you have multiple of them, you can never really use them up before they do dry out. So I may have 1 or 2 of these in my collection at a time, so I'm not going to say I'm never going to buy them again, but this is something that I've kind of strayed away from buying in the past year or so. And going along with this is liquid shadows. These do dry out as well, but I find that I just don't reach for my liquid shadows for some reason. I find them to be, they're not messy, they're pretty easy to apply and use. I just find that I'd rather apply like a normal pressed eyeshadow to my lids rather than a liquid shadow, even though it does give that really beautiful glittery effect, and I do end up really loving the look when I do use liquid shadows, but I just find that I never reach for them. So again, this is something I may have 1 or 2 of them in my collection at once, but I definitely don't want to have as many as I do right now, so that's why I've kind of stopped purchasing them over the past year, because I've just realized I don't reach for them when they're in my collection unless they're in like some kind of project, and even then I don't know what it is about liquid shadows, I just don't reach for them. Even though I do really like the effect they give when I do use them, this is just something I'm straying away from purchasing. And another product that is kind of similar are loose pigments. Loose pigments I find are really messy, so I just don't want to reach for them. I'd rather reach for like a liquid shadow over a loose pigment. And loose pigments also come with so much product that you're really never going to use up. So I find it almost just to be a waste of product, and I never end up reaching for them anyways, just because they are so messy and I end up getting glitter all over my face. So loose pigments is one that I definitely would never purchase again, and I can pretty confidently say I'm never going to purchase a loose pigment again. I just find that they're so messy and I never want to reach for them and don't reach for them when they're in my collection, even less than liquid shadows. The next product is pore filling primers, and I really just don't like pore filling primers, and I don't feel like they do much for my skin, even though I do have pretty large pores, and I feel like there may be a pore filling primer out there that I like, but the problem is I find them to be pretty drying, and I do have more dry skin, so I prefer a hydrating primer. So I may find a pore filling primer that I like to layer with a hydrating primer, but I just feel like that's an extra step and it's not really necessary. I feel like you're kind of going to see my pores no matter what. Like, pore filling primers are not magic, and they're not going to make your pores magically disappear. So I find I just stray away from purchasing pore filling primers because I do prefer more hydrating primers. Now the next product, if you've been watching my channel, you can probably already guess this, is eyeliners. I just don't use eyeliners. When I want that eyeliner effect, I almost always go in with just a darker shadow. That is what I did today. I'm not wearing any eyeliner. I just have a darker shadow on my lash line, which gives the same eyeliner effect, and I almost like it better because it's not as harsh. You can sort of blend it out to make it look a bit more like smoky, and I just like that look a lot better than like a harsh line on your eyes. So I just never reach for eyeliners even when I do have them in my collection, and I have decluttered almost all of the eyeliners in my collection. I think I have like one brown eyeliner left, and that is pretty much it. So once I sort of go through that eyeliner, or if I ever do, I'm definitely not going to be purchasing any eyeliners anymore just because I know I don't use them. The next product that I have also stopped purchasing is like the classic liquid lipstick type formulas. So I really don't reach for liquid lipsticks ever. I just find like they're too intense and almost thick on my lips. Granted, there are some formulas that are really nice, like the NYX Soft Matte Cream. Is that what it's called? I believe it's the NYX Soft Matte Creams are really nice thin formula. It's almost like not a classic type of liquid lipstick. I don't believe they are transfer proof, so it's not super drying and matte on your lips. It's almost just like a creamy lipstick sort of in a liquid lipstick form. I don't know how to describe it, but that is pretty much the only like liquid lipstick type of formula that I really like and would consider purchasing again. But just the classic matte liquid lipstick type formulas, I really don't purchase anymore and probably won't ever again, because I just find that I don't reach for them. I'd rather wear, first of all, I prefer glosses, or to get that matte look, I'd rather just wear a matte bullet lipstick because I find that's just way easier than to apply a liquid lipstick. I also find that liquid lipsticks can be sort of difficult and messy to apply. I'd rather just use a bullet lipstick, and I also do prefer gloss. So I just don't see the point of having liquid lipsticks in my collection when they are the lip product that I tend to reach for the least. And I feel like I haven't really reached for any of my liquid lipsticks within the past year, unless they're in like a project or something. So I am sort of trying to get liquid lipsticks out of my collection just because I know I don't use them, and I have started using a liquid lipstick that is in my project pan as a blush. So I really don't like using liquid lipsticks on my lips, and I'm kind of finding ways to repurpose them because I just don't like that type of formula that's really matte and drying and almost thick on my lips. So liquid lipsticks is definitely one that I'm never really gonna purchase again. The next product that I sort of discovered the hard way that I don't like or don't want to purchase anymore are colorful lip glosses, like lip glosses that are really rich in pigment. And I guess a better way to say it would be pigmented lip glosses, especially in darker shades, because really dark pigmented lip glosses just never end up well because you apply them and then halfway through the day they end up all over your face. So I really don't like really pigmented type of lip glosses. If I want that kind of effect, I will either use a bullet lipstick, or for like a really dark lip color, I do like liquid lipsticks for only dark lips, but even then I don't really wear dark liquid lipsticks, and I pretty much have decluttered most of the really dark liquid lips in my collection. So I just don't like dark lips in general, and especially really pigmented lip glosses. Even if it's a more, I guess if it's a more neutral color, I don't mind it if it's really pigmented, but lip glosses that are really pigmented and not a natural lip color just don't work because they end up all over my face by the end of the day. So really pigmented, not natural colored lip glosses is definitely something that I will not really be purchasing anymore. And then the last product that I wanted to mention that I will really never purchase again is cream products in a stick form. And over the past year or so, obviously cream products have been really popular, so I wanted to try some of them out, and a lot of the ones that I've purchased have just ended up being in a stick form, and I find that I just don't reach for them because I almost find that I don't know how to apply them. I really prefer my cream products in a pan form so that I can almost apply it as a normal like powder blush with just like a brush. I find that stick cream products are harder to apply. If you swipe it on your cheeks, it kind of disturbs the foundation underneath, and it's sometimes just annoying to use with a brush. So I find that I just don't really know how to apply them, and they're almost more of a hassle to use than like normal cream products in a pan. So I really won't be purchasing any more cream products in a stick form. But that is it for all of the products that I will never buy again, and just find that I either don't work for me or I just tend not to reach for, so I really know that I don't need to purchase them anymore. But if you did enjoy this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know down below in the comments what some of the products you find that don't really work for you and you're never really gonna purchase again. But if you want to see more from me, make sure to subscribe because I do post new videos about 3 times a week. Also, make sure to hit that bell icon to get notified every time I post. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.